Welcome to Fenway Park as we get ready for Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. A lot of the young Red Sox players are having a chance to show what they can do right now, and certainly the guy last night who had a huge night for the Red Sox was our Chevy key player of the game to watch in Garrett Cicchini.
Well, he had a great night last night. He's done very well since being called up by the Red Sox. We knew he could hit because we've seen that in spring training. In 7 games so far, a .313 average. Got his first Major League home run last night, a couple of walks, a couple of RBIs. And we look at the tape from last night, and we see that first home run. It's a moment that obviously he will never forget. Off the right-hander, gets the fastball middle in and takes it into the bullpen area for the home run. His defense was impressive last night, diving to his right to make one play, the line drive to his left, and that was really the reason he wasn't called up earlier in the season, because it didn't feel like he was ready defensively. Well, last night he showed that he's improved, so good for him. Congratulations on a wonderful night last night, and he gets another start in the lineup tonight for the Red Sox.
They'll have a chance to do it again tonight for Boston as they try to take the series here from the Tampa Bay Rays. The Red Sox will have Alan Webster on the mound. Webster coming in at 4-3 with a 5.54 earned run average, his 11th start of the year. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway right after this. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. Subaru Dealers of New England. Kia. And by the Reebok Spartan Race, run at Fenway Park November 15th. Welcome back to Fenway as the Red Sox get ready to take on the Rays in Game 3 of the series. And Boston has taken the field tonight. Already dark here at Fenway as we check out the Tampa Bay Rays starting 9. Ben Zobrist leading it off at shortstop with David DeJesus, the DH tonight. Evan Longoria at third base. James Loney at first base. It is Will Myers in right field. Nick Franklin, the former Seattle Mariner, at second base. Matt Joyce in left, bats 7th, with Ryan Hanigan back in there doing the catching. Kevin Kiermaier in center field, bats 9th. Tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your New England Audi dealers. Alan Webster makes his 11th start of the year for Boston. Bulk of his starts coming with Pawtucket. He's 4-3 with a 5.54 earned run average, 31 strikeouts, 27 walks. And opponents hitting at .264 against him. A no decision last time out in 5 2/3 innings against the O's, giving up just the 1 run. Ben Zobrist leading it off, and the first pitch of the ball game up and away for ball 1. ZOBRIST has been leading off here on a regular basis now for Tampa Bay. All 3 games of this series. So it's a .274 average coming in, 10 homers and 51 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Talked about the changeup in the open from Webster, and that was a very good changeup right there. Quickly jumps ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3rd time he's faced Tampa Bay this year, 1-1.
Now Ben ZOBRIST and the Rays trying to get off to a good start tonight. They get David DeJesus waiting on deck, the DH. 2-2 pitch is a pretty good pitch, but called a ball. Webster wanted it out of the gate, but instead a full count.
Yeah, it looked like a real good pitch here by Webster. Down and away from ZOBRIST, but not getting the benefit of the call from Las Diaz.
Chopped right side. Betts to the outfield grass. Plenty of time to throw out ZOBRIST.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 7th in the league with 91 errors on the season. Karen Cicchini will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Mookie Betts at second. Alan Craig at first. Left to right, Bryce BRENTZ, RUSNEY Castillo, and Daniel Nava, and Christian Vasquez doing the catching for Webster.
Umpire crew tonight, Las Diaz has the play calling the balls and strikes with Scott Berry at first base, the crew chief Jeff Nelson at second base, and John Tampani, the umpire, at third. One down here in the first inning and brings up David DeJesus. 257, 6 homers, 19 runs batted in. He'll take strike 1, a high strike call. DeJesus on Tuesday had an RBI single. Game 1 of the series. He's been 0 for his last 11 with runners in scoring position prior to that hit. 2 for 4 in the series against Boston with that RBI. On the DL, the left hand fracture, reinstated on September the 1st. He's batted at .205 in his return. On the ground to first base, and guarding the line was Craig. He'll need help, and over is Webster for out number 2 of the inning. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now with the MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Tonight, Preplay predicts Alan Webster will go 6 innings, allow 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, and strike out 5.
Well, the last 3 starts that he has made, the Red Sox have won those games. Games against Toronto, Kansas City, and as Don mentioned, last time against Baltimore.
2 down in the first inning for Evan Longoria. And a hot shot through the left side into left field for a base hit. Not waiting around. Jumping on that first pitch, and first base runner of the night for Tampa Bay.
Longoria was 1 for 5 in his career till this base hit off Webster.
So 2 down, Longoria at first base, and James Loney coming up. .289 average for Loney, 9 homers, and he's second on the team in RBIs with 68 on the year. Last 14 games, he's really picked it up too, hitting at .364 in the last 14 games. Leads the team in multi-hit games with 47 on the season. As he takes strike 1. Loney since the start of 2013, hitting at .314. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Jerry, you're talking about Webster's last 3 starts compared to his previous 3 starts, and he's turned some things around, and you have to believe that his comfort level is growing here at the major league level.
I would agree, Don. I think his confidence level is much, much higher. You know, look at the numbers in the last 3 starts compared to the first 3. It's a tremendous difference, and that may be just getting comfortable at the major league level.
Loney towards right center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. RUSNEY Castillo fires it back in. It's cut off, and it's first and second. So because Castillo got it back in quickly, Longoria could not extend to third base.
Loney gets a changeup that time and extends his hitting streak to 5 games as he takes that base hit into center field. Good hustle by Castillo to get over and keep that runner at second base. Charging the ball hard and spinning quickly to get the ball back into the infield. Longoria scampering back to the bag.
So first and second, 2 down, and it brings up Will Myers. Myers, the right fielder, totes a .217 average. 6 homers and 34 runs batted in. Time call. Myers backs out. Last 10 games, Myers hitting at just .114. One for 8 so far in the series against Boston with a double and an RBI. Fly ball to right field, playable for NAVA as he heads over. Wind takes it a tad, but he'll get there to make the catch in fair ground that ends the first inning. The Rays strand a pair. Sox coming up in the bottom of the first. Mookie Betts leading it off at second base with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, with Daniel Nava in right field bats third. YOENIS Cespedes, the DH in the cleanup spot with Alan Craig at first base. Aaron Cicchini back at third base. RUSNEY Castillo in center. Bryce BRENTZ in left, and Christian Vasquez does the catching in bats ninth. Tonight's Rays starting pitcher is presented by New England Nissan dealers. Jeremy Hellickson in his 13th start of the year, 1-4 with a 3.96 earned run average. He in 61 1/3 innings, 52 strikeouts, and opponents hitting at .259 against Hellickson. Games against Boston, 14 games, 13 starts in the past. 4-2 with a 3.96 earned run average against the Red Sox. He's been better on the road than he has been at home as he deals with strike one to Mookie Betts. That's at 285, 5 homers and 15 runs batted in, leading off again tonight for Boston.
Hellickson, another guy that throws a very good changeup. All 3 starting pitchers in this series for the Rays have excellent changeups. We saw Cobb, Odorizzi, and now Hellickson.
Hellickson, the oldest in the Rays starting rotation at 27 years of age. 1-1 pitch is outside, and it's 2-1. Struggled lately. 0-3 in his last 7 starts. And you see the split between home and road, and the trop has not been kind to Jeremy Hellickson. Strike called, and it's 2-2.
Second time that he has started this year against the Red Sox. Had a no decision in his previous start as we look at that last strike. Called down and away from Mookie Betts.
Outside for ball 3, full count. On deck, Xander Bogaerts, Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the first inning. Lined into center field sharply by Mookie Betts. A leadoff base hit here in the bottom of the first inning.
The Tampa Bay defense 6th in the American League with 84 errors on the season. Evan Longoria at third base, Ben Zobrist at shortstop, Nick Franklin at second, James Loney at first. Left to right, Matt Joyce, Kevin Kiermaier, Will Myers, and Ryan Hanigan doing the catching for Hellickson.
Now Mookie Betts aboard to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning. And it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts had 239, 12 homers, and 46 runs batted in. The Rays have lost the last 8 starts that Hellickson has made, as Bogaerts bunting and fouls it off at the plate.
A very late attempt there by Xander Bogaerts. That ball was almost in the glove of Hanigan. Certainly not sacrificing in that situation, trying to bunt for a base hit.
Bogaerts 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. First appearance of the series, and back in there again tonight. Fly ball foul down the left field line, out of play. Into the upper deck.
A Mets fan making the play on that. We don't see many Mets fans here at Fenway. It's a very important pass he's got there too, around his neck.
Bogaerts fouls it off himself, and down he goes.
Runs that fastball back inside on Bogaerts, hits on top of it and right off the foot, and down in a heap goes Xander.
So lead runner on here for the Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts, down in the count 0-2. Jeremy Hellickson working from the stretch here. Rays had a chance to score in the first. They stranded a pair of base runners. Inside, straightens him up, 1-2.
Kind of figures after you get one off the foot, he comes right back inside with the next pitch.
Throw to first, and diving back is Mookie Betts. 6 out of 9 so far as Betts in thefts. Shift on the left side on Bogaerts as he drives one to left field. Matt Joyce looking up, and it's going to be off the wall. Joyce plays the carom as Betts goes to third. Throw goes to second base. And it's first and third with nobody out in the Boston first inning.
A good solid contact by both guys. Betts to lead off the game with a base hit up the middle. Then Bogaerts with a hard line drive on that changeup off the wall. Xander was heading towards second base, but the ball was hit so hard and got in so quickly by Matt Joyce that he had to hold up at first base. James Loney looking for a possible throw to first, but there was nothing happening there.
First and third, nobody out. Daniel Nava, the batter. 269, 4 homers, and 33 runs batted in for Nava. 2 for 7 in the series against Tampa Bay. He's got himself a 9-game hitting streak coming into the game tonight. 333 during the 9-gamer. As he takes strike one. Runner at third base with nobody out right now. Runner at first. First and third. Outside for ball one. Jeremy Hellickson, a 4th-round pick in 2005 out of Des Moines, Iowa. And a pitch that'll just miss, framed there by Hanigan. 2-1. Hellickson last year a 12-game winner, was 12-10 in 32 starts. Most wins he's had in any year was 2011. Won 13 games in 2011. Two-one to Nava. Fly ball to left field. Matt Joyce settling underneath. He makes the catch, tagging and trying to score his Betts. Throw is offline. Run will score, and up to second base goes Xander Bogaerts. Red Sox take a 1-0 lead.
A very good base running by Bogaerts there. He saw there was nobody in the cutoff position, and that throw was going to be very high, so he just tags up at first base, and he gets in the scoring position. There's the contact by Nava. Certainly no problem for Betts to score. But as you can see, the throw over the cutoff man's head. And Xander Bogaerts gets in a scoring position at second base.
So one down. Bogaerts at second. Red Sox on top 1-0. And it brings up YOENIS Cespedes. DH at 259, 22 home runs, 97 runs batted in. In there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Cespedes 3 for 9 so far in the series. A couple of hits last night, going 2 for 5. As he bats with Bogaerts at second and one down. Line into left field, a base hit. Bogaerts had to wait, so he now just gets to third. Some pretty solid contact here of Jeremy Hellickson in the early goings of this game.
Yeah, very solid contact. And again, that ball hit so hard that Bogaerts cannot score. You know, Cespedes trying to get 100 RBIs. He's got 97 on the season. It looked like maybe this would be 98, but Bogaerts had to hold up because, and just in case that ball was caught on a line. So first and third, still the one out.
There's Alan Craig. Average at 117 for Craig. A home run, 2 runs batted in. And Craig will take strike 1. Picks up the outside corner from Jeremy Hellickson with runners at first and third, 1 down. Craig 0 for 3 in the series with a walk. Grounds it foul and is down 0-2. Did you know Fenway Park hosts more than just Red Sox games, sporting events, and concerts? Fenway Park has a variety of unique spaces to host your next holiday party, meeting, or special family event. Visit redsox.com/events or call 617-226-6791 to book your Fenway Park event today. First and third with 1 out, a run in, and Alan Craig down in the count 0-2. On the ground to shortstop. ZOBRIST will go to second for 1. On to first for 2. Double play wraps up the first inning, but the Red Sox get a run and take a 1-0 lead.
Showing the love for the ladies tonight. Which was the best catch by a ball girl this season? Sox won right there. The Michael Brantley line drive down the first base line. Sox 2. How about Darwin Barney? Stopped not once, but twice there for Sox 2. Or Sox 3, still down the third base line. Dustin Pedroia ropes a shot. 1 hopper. No problem. That's Sox 3 right there. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates, those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms for all that fun legal stuff. Guys, I got to go Sox 1.
I'm going Sox 2. I think not once but twice. That was pretty impressive. That was a pretty impressive inning altogether.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 1, I think, Don, because there was the
degree of difficulty.
Yeah, going over into the stands. There was the basket that she sits on that was jumping all over the place. To me, they're all great, but I think I'll go with 1.
All right, Lynn back in her normal spot. As pitch is going to miss here to Nick Franklin. A ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch fouled off to the left and back into the seats. Well, the Rays had their chance in the first inning with runners at first and second, but Will Myers flied out to right field, stranding 2. Now it is 6, 7, and 8 for Tampa Bay here in the second. And a breaking ball missing outside. Franklin coming over from the Mariners, hitting under 200 at 197. On the ground right side. And Betts will take care of Franklin. Well, tune in to Red Sox Friday Night Fenway, presented by Budweiser, tomorrow at 5:30. Be sure to visit Sweet Caroline's before every Red Sox game in September. Fans 21 and over can participate. Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. One down here in the second inning for Matt Joyce. 255 average for Joyce, 9 homers and 52 runs batted in. Snapped an 0 for 14 with a 5th inning single on Tuesday night. Ended up going 2 for 4 in the first game of the series. Had a solo home run also in game 1. And last night off. Now ground ball down the first baseline. Guarding the line was Craig, and he'll tag the bag for the second out here in the second inning.
Now Craig's had a couple of starts down at first base and has looked very good down at first base in his appearances down there. Right on the line this time. A couple of steps toward the line and able to take the play himself. 2 quick outs for Webster here in the second.
Brings up Ryan Hanigan. Was kind of banged up after the first game. A few foul tips. We saw Curt Casali start last night's game. Ended up getting hit twice with 2 foul balls off his mask and had a concussion. So out he comes. And Jose Molina caught the remainder of last night's game. But Hanigan back for the first time since game 1 of the series. And he gets hit with the first pitch. He'll head down to first base with 2 outs in the inning.
Not much Hanigan could do about that is just try to turn the body and absorb the blow. Webster upset with himself with 2 outs in the inning, putting a runner at first base.
Now there is a way to kind of get hit by a pitch, yes, is there not, to kind of tuck away like he just did?
That's what they try to do. Spin away from it.
So 2 down, Hanigan at first, and Kiermaier coming up. I mean, you're going to get hit, but there is a tactic to take.
And that's what Hanigan tried to do there.
This is to center field. Castillo coming in, but it's going to fall in for a base hit. And very quickly, after there were 2 outs, all of a sudden, runners at first and second now for Tampa Bay.
A little bit toward the end of the bat for Kiermaier, but drops it in front of Castillo for the base hit. First pitch fastball away from him. You can see it right toward the end of the bat, but perfectly placed in front of Castillo. So 2 quick outs, 2 quick base runners.
Now Ben Zobrist, who grounded out to second base in the first inning, 0 for 1. Tonight's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Ben Zobrist hitting at .350 with 3 doubles and a home run, 6 RBIs in the last 11 games. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike now to Zobrist.
A change up again here by Webster as he has Zobrist out in front of the off-speed pitch.
Line to right field, and that's going to get in for a base hit in front of NAVA. Trying to score is HANIGAN from second base. It'll be cut off, and the Rays are on the board. And they tie it up here 1-1 as Ben Zobrist drives in a 2-out RBI single.
Well, 2 quick outs in the inning, and then the hit batter, and 3 hitters later, it's a tie ball game as Zobrist takes a low fastball and drops it in front of NAVA. Throw home is going to be cut off. There's no chance of getting HANIGAN.
Seems to be hobbling when he reaches the dugout. Able to run hard when it counted, got in. So first and third now. Go ahead run 90 feet away for David DeJesus. And a swing and a miss. Off balance cut there. DeJesus grounding out to first base in the first inning. 0 for 1. Runner goes at first. In the dirt is the pitch, and the throw is going to be late. A stolen base for Zobrist.
Zobrist picks up number 10 on the season. Looks like this may be challenged by the Red Sox. The throw's on one hop. A nice pick by Bogas. Oh, I think he got him.
He looks out. Looks like got him on the back before he got the hand in.
Got him on the back before the hand gets to the bag. I think we got to concentrate on the right hand. Does the right hand get in? Looks out to me. We'll see.
That would be the end of the inning if they overturn this. Call on the field right now is safe. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, over there with the headset on, along with Laz Diaz.
There's the bounce. There's the catch. There's the tag, and then the hand.
Yeah, he's out. We've been wrong before, Jerry.
Yes, we have many times.
I think he's out.
I think he's out this time too. We're about 50% on the season.
The fans seeing it here at Fenway right now, and they have kind of frozen it where the tag was applied. He is out. So they have overturned the call. Red Sox win the challenge. Game tied 1-1 after an inning and a half from Fenway. catch the season finale of NESN Clubhouse. Fans pick their favorite Fenway job. Plus, we look back at the most memorable moments of the year and some never-before-seen bloopers. The season finale of NESN Clubhouse, live and commercial-free, Sunday at noon. First Red Sox game, a welcome to Fenway Park. Red Sox and Rays tied up 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Cool night here tonight at Fenway. Feels like fall as Aaron Cicchini leads it off here for the Red Sox in the second inning. Cicchini, Castillo, and BRENTZ here in the bottom of the second. Jeremy Hellickson giving up a run in the first, but got a big double play to get out of the first inning without any further damage. Quite a night last night for Cicchini. His first major league home run. 2 for 7 now in the series. And sharply hit, but diving at second as Franklin knocks it down, but reaching at first to beat Cicchini on a base hit.
Cicchini continues to hit the ball well, swing that bat well, make solid contact. That ball hit very hard to the right of Nick Franklin. Makes a nice effort diving for it. But as he hits the ground, the ball rolls back out of the glove, and Cicchini has a base hit.
So lead runner on for the second straight inning for Boston, and here is RUSNEY Castillo. 174, no homers, and a run batted in for Castillo. He'll take strike one. 0 for 3 in last night's game. Still looking for his first hit here at Fenway Park. And a couple of walks in last night's game as well. Fouled off to the right and back up into the grandstand area. 0-2 the count. Hellickson with 20 pitches in the first inning. Bouncing in, gets away from HANIGAN, and Cicchini rounds second base. Bounce well in front of the plate. HANIGAN virtually no chance, and a wild pitch charge to Hellickson.
Hellickson tries to snap off that curveball and takes kind of a weird bounce once it hits the batter's box in the left-handed hitter's side. Looked like HANIGAN had it lined up the block, but it took a weird bounce on him and goes all the way back to the stands.
Ball and 2 strikes here to RUSNEY Castillo. Now backs out. In the dirt again. HANIGAN's got to knock it down. This time he does successfully. No advance for Cicchini.
Well, this game's starting out for HANIGAN like the last one he caught here. He's been hit by a pitch. He's had a couple in the dirt already.
Bryce BRENTZ on deck. Nobody out here in the Boston second inning. Swing and a miss, and Castillo baffled on that pitch. First strikeout for Hellickson, 1 down.
He did not look good that time on the curveball from Hellickson. A lot of curveballs in that at bat to Castillo. Fifth time he struck out on the season with a couple of walks.
1 down, Cicchini at second base. Bryce BRENTZ the batter. 364 so far in a Red Sox uniform. No homers, no runs batted in. And BRENTZ last night 2 for 5 in the game with a double. Scored a couple of runs. And he takes ball one. Made his major league debut on the 16th of September. That was at Pittsburgh. Called up from Pawtucket that day. First career major league stint in 63 games for the Paw Sox this year. Hit .243. Chops one to third. Evan Longoria on the run. And in time to get BRENTZ as Cicchini remains at second base. 2 down.
Nice play here by Longoria at third base. He's playing very deep, and he comes in and hits that in-between hop right there. Sidearm throw to first base and a strike to James Loney for the out. Tough play. A lot tougher than it looked.
So 2 down. Garrett Cicchini at second base and Christian Vazquez the batter. Vazquez at .220, no homers and 16 runs batted in. That'll bounce in again, and HANIGAN blocks it. Vazquez has already thrown out a base runner in this game. Coming into the game, thrown out 50% of attempted base stealers on the year. He is now 15 of 29 and over 50% after gunning down Ben Zobrist. Play challenged by the Red Sox and play overturned by the umpires. On the corner for strike one. Red Sox and Rays tied 1-1. Red Sox have a runner at second with 2 down here in the last half of the second inning. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but called the ball.
Yeah, Hellickson wanted that one real bad. Can't believe that it was not called a strike. Again, right at the bottom of the strike zone. Laz Diaz so far calling the high strike, not the low.
Swing and a miss. That was going to be a high strike. 2-2. Mookie Betts waiting on deck. 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Vazquez stays alive, kind of lunging at that. A pitch on the outside corner. Scoop, scoop, scoop for the home team. A delicious Hood Red Sox ice cream. Catch your favorites in the freezer aisle today. Always good, always Hood. Full count here to Christian Vazquez. Cicchini at second base. And Vazquez fouls off another and see an 8th pitch in this at bat. 37th pitch coming up here for Hellickson of his outing. 2 down in the second inning. Vasquez deep in far to left field for Christian Vasquez. And that is gone. A 2-run home run for Vasquez. His first Major League home run has the Red Sox on top 3-1.
Most of the time we see Vasquez go up the middle to the opposite field. That time he got an inside fastball and turned it around from Hellickson. No doubter when it left the bat for Vasquez. The Red Sox will have to track that souvenir down up in the monster seats.
A lot of firsts here this year for the Red Sox.
Yeah, anytime you get a lot of rookies, you get a lot of firsts, right?
Last night we saw Cicchini's first career home run, and now first career home run for Christian Vasquez. And that was a lengthy at bat against Hellickson, where he takes it out of the yard to put the Red Sox on top 3-1. Now Mookie Betts with a swing and a miss.
There's that pitch inside, and Vasquez just turns it around.
Tough to watch for Hellickson, as Betts will drive one down the right field line towards the pole, but it'll make its way foul. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit cfmsfund.org for more information. 2 down here in the second inning, 2 runs in. And Mookie Betts down 0-2. Fouls it off to the right, stays alive. The left center field, falling fast, coming in from center as Kiermaier's not going to get there. Drops in for a hit, and Mookie Betts is 2 for 2 in the game.
Now the base hit back in the first inning came on a fastball. It was a line drive that he hit. This time more of a blue base hit on the changeup. Home run baseball right there from Vasquez, going to Brian Butterfield. As he'll put that in his back pocket and bring that souvenir to Vasquez between innings.
Now Xander Bogaerts coming up with a runner at first and 2 down. Bogaerts with a single in the first inning, singled to left field. Red Sox have already gathered 6 hits off Jeremy Hellickson, who checks on Betts at first base. Reese shifting on the left side here against Bogaerts again. Done this against Bogaerts and Cespedes. Bogaerts, or rather Betts, diving back to the bag as they check on him again.
Yeah, it'd be a good time to go with 2 outs in the inning. And obviously, if you're safe, you're in scoring position. If you're out, you have Bogaerts sitting in front of NAVA to start off the third.
Called a strike, and it's even now at 1-1. Ellickson coming in at 1-4 individually. 3.96 earned run average. 13th start of the year. Did he go? They check. No, he did not, says Scott Berry, first base umpire. Ellickson coming in at 1-4. He's been in line for the win 3 times on the year. Would have the bullpen blow his leads on all 3 occasions. Ground ball rolled over, foul. 2-2. Non-stop action, heart-pounding excitement, historic performances. Don't miss the 2014 postseason beginning September the 30th. On the ground, foul outside of third. And a happy youngster there here at Fenway. He's got some good gear on there, too.
Yeah, all slicked out tonight. I like that sweatshirt.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. It's very nice.
Hoodie.
Two pitch coming up here to Bogaerts. Betts at first, not yet tried to go. Now he does. Bogaerts with a swing and a miss. It gets away briefly from Hanigan. He'll fire to first for the out. That ends the inning. Second strikeout for Hellickson. But Christian Vasquez hits a 2-run home run that puts the Red Sox on top 3-1. lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, and it is great to have with us from Dining Playbook, Billy Costa. Billy, how you doing?
Nice to see you, Doug. Always a pleasure.
Billy.
Jerry, good to see you. How are you?
Good. Things are going well with Dining Playbook so far this year.
Well, I wanted to come in because you've come on Dining Playbook and you've cooked with us,
yes,
and I'm still waiting for Jerry to hit the kitchen. No,
There you go.
I've had you on the show, but
yeah.
you haven't been in the kitchen making noise with the pots and pans.
No, that would take some doing, I think.
Jerry, do you cook anything at all? Do you have anything in your repertoire?
Yeah, Jerry.
Tuna sandwich.
Tuna sandwich. You can make them. They would like that.
Toast and put it in the microwave. I can melt that, yeah.
Well, you know what's really great about having done the show for several months now is we've actually gotten to know a lot of the players because, well, they give us access to the field, if you can believe it. And we talk to the players about, game day rituals, what they eat during a game or before a game. It's the same thing every game. As you know, Jerry, there are a lot of superstitions in sports. And we also find out the restaurants they like to go to, whether it's going out with the guys to have some fun or going for a romantic dinner. And it's kind of interesting here, some of what they have to say. In fact, this Saturday's show, Saturday morning at 9, is going to be the best of the Red Sox interviews and all the places they like to eat and such.
Okay, great. Well, you've had a lot of them. I've noticed that over the course of the year. You've seen a lot of different players and pick their favorite restaurants in town, too.
Well, you know what's cool? I mean, growing up as a Red Sox fan, having lived in Boston my whole life, I mean, to have access to Fenway Park and get to know the players, and it's really kind of a thrill. I'm loving it. Loving it. But I also wanted to give you guys, extend you guys an invite to our gala.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the big event coming up.
We do it every year. This will be the first year as Dining Playbook, and it's going to be Saturday night, November 15th. Pop foul, third base line.
Go for it. Keep it going. That's good. Good stuff.
Anyway, Saturday night, November 15th. It's this year it's going to be at the Park Plaza Castle. And it's really a beautiful night. We've got a wonderful band. Just imagine 30 of the top restaurants in the region, all serving fabulous food. It's an excuse to really have an unbelievable night out on the town, and it is in downtown Boston this year. And like I said, we'll have a great band, so we can encourage folks enough to come on out and enjoy some of the food from the chefs and the restaurants and get to know some of the chefs. And by the way, dance the night away and make it a whole night in Boston. You have to go to NESN.com/gala to get your tickets. And we sell out every year. We'll have over 1,000 people there. It's a great night.
I also understand there's also a silent auction that's going to be part of it as well.
We have a live auction because we always raise money for a worthy cause, and I'm telling you, you'll have a lot of fun. If you guys don't show up, I'm going to come looking for you.
Oh, we'll be there.
Or I'll send an Uber car for you or something. Whatever it takes. We need to have Don and Jerry at the gala.
This one's grounded back up the middle and the end of the inning. Billy Costa, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a great show this year.
Oh, thank you very much. Great to be with NESN.
Listen to this.
Wow.
See if you can hear it. Okay. Here we go. Every day I drive into the same song. Two-step, Dave Matthews. And right here's where I put it on as I hit the town, Jerry. And I'm coming up on the tunnel soon. Feel the vibe?
Not yet.
Are you getting it?
No.
Mass Ave off to the right.
I see it.
Here we go.
I can see it. I see the road.
Here we go. Airport? Nope. That's not where I'm going.
Hey, Don, is that legal?
It's not me driving.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's not me driving.
Wink, wink.
So here we go. Here we go. There's more. Yeah. I'm making the turn. How about Dave in the background?
That's terrific.
Same song every day.
Every single day that
Every
you
day.
drive to the park,
Two-step
when you hit
at the same spot.
You put that on.
The same spot every day.
Oh, my God.
And then you hit the tunnel, and then you go underneath all the buildings. And I will get you a copy of Two-Step.
No, that's it.
Dave Matthews. It was tremendous. Did you hear it? Did you get a feel for?
No, I really didn't. I was concentrating on the road.
Oh,
like you should have been.
No, I was. Pitch is gonna miss here to leading it off Daniel Nava.
So you, Nesson provides you with a driver.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of like the Yankee broadcasters.
Yes, very much.
They get drivers in the city. You get a driver. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, some things, a lot of things you don't know. I have in my contract. You knew about the one shot for a lot of years.
I knew about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch outside, and it is 2-2.
Hey, we'd like to wish Amy, our stage manager, the best wishes. She wasn't feeling well tonight and went home, so we got on last minute Christina Mancini to fill in tonight. So I'd like to thank Christina for joining us.
First of all, his last name is Nicini. We'll start there.
Well, he's doing a terrific
he's doing a great
job.
and his first name is actually Chris Nicini.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So he's worked with us for the last 14 years, and Jerry just met him today.
No, I felt bad for Amy. She was not doing well
scuffling tonight, so
not feeling well. Hopefully, you feel better tomorrow. And
yeah,
Chris, you're doing a great job so far.
Chris is one of our talented A2s on the show. Worked very closely with the play-by-play announcer on a regular basis on the audio, which is very important and a big key when you're doing play-by-play.
And I think that they would all agree around the league that you are one of the biggest pain in the necks about audio.
You think so?
In the league.
2-2 pitch is going to miss, and it is a full count. Well, we are handing out hellos. We want to say hello to the class of 1964. Woburn High is here tonight. Their 50th reunion is in late September, and they're at the ballpark tonight.
1954.
64.
Oh, 64.
64, yeah. 50th anniversary. Down to first base, and Loney will take it to the bag, and Nava's out number one of the inning. So you don't listen to the same music driving in every day?
I don't listen to any music driving in. I just drive. I stopped listening to any radio, I'd say 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
I just like the quietness of the road.
Alone in your thoughts.
Yeah, I do. I just stopped. I would turn sports radio on every once in a while to see what was at the top of the hour, if there was anything coming on. But I don't do that anymore, and I just me and my thoughts and driving in. Yeah, I would agree.
1 out. YOENIS CESPEDES stands in on the right side and takes a pitch inside.
Same thing going home.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Swing and a miss. Cespedes with a big cut there. Dunkin' Donuts' new dark roast coffee is here. Celebrate National Coffee Day on September 29th with the free medium hot or iced dark coffee roast from Dunkin'. American runs on Dunkin'. Try that again. Makes any sense at all. Hold on.
That did not make any sense.
I was doing really good until I got to the American runs on Dunkin'. Hold on. Gotta fix this. This is into right field. And a base hit for YOENIS CESPEDES. His second hit of the night. Now he's 2 for 2. Red Sox with a total of 7 hits off Hellickson. So anyway, Jerry, Dunkin' Donuts new dark roast coffee is here. Celebrate National Coffee Day on September 29th with a free medium hot or iced dark roast coffee from Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. Limited 1 per customer.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
That is complicated.
Especially in through here.
Is that the first time you've read that one?
Yes. Yep. Thank you. So 1 out, 1 on. And Alan Craig, the batter, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. Runner goes, and a base hit into left. Alan Craig with a single, and Cespedes up to second base. So 2 on with 1 away now for Boston.
And a couple of ground ball hits. Cespedes going to the opposite field. Craig pulling the ball for the base hit. And very quickly, the Red Sox with a couple of men on and 1 out. That'll bring Jim Hickey out of the dugout for a conference with Hellickson.
Action in the pen already for the Rays. Steve Geltz up again. Saw him work in last night's game. Saturday on Dining Playbook, Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson visit the brand new Tuscan Kitchen in Burlington and give you a trio of terrific spots to try. Head into the kitchen with Bruin Johnny Boychuk and hear from a slew of Red Sox players. Catch all that and more on Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9.
What time Billy gets up every morning?
3:30.
3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning. So he is headed to bed right now.
Yep.
One out, 2 on, and Cicchini with his second look here at Hellickson. A base hit off him in the second inning. So bounce in, Hanigan blocks it. Pitching line for Hellickson brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 2 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs so far. No walks, 2 Ks, and about to throw his 60th pitch. He's thrown strikes for the most part, but he has been around the strike zone probably too much. A lot of contact so far tonight, and successful contact at that for Boston. Runners go, and the throw to third is going to be late. Double steal for Boston. Cespedes takes third. Craig takes second.
You know, Cespedes is a good base stealer. He has very good speed. But he doesn't like to run because, you know, you worry about blowing out a hamstring or something like that. And, you know, you want his power in the lineup. But, I mean, there he doesn't even have a walking lead. It's from a standstill jump at second base, which is unusual, and really no contest. So 2 men in scoring position as Craig fouls him in the scoring position at second base.
Now the infield in here for the Rays with runners at second and third, 1 down. Already trailing by 2 runs. Low for ball 3. RUSNEY, Castillo waiting on deck. 1 out in the third. Fouled off to the left, up to the top deck and out of play. Now, for the first time ever, the purple pill is available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Introducing Nexium 24 Hour. This is Nexium Level Protection. Grounded to first base, and Loney off the glove. Everybody's safe, run in. Red Sox take a 4-1 lead. In and out of the glove of James Loney. And the Red Sox on top by 3.
Now, he wanted to come home with that. He was trying to rush it, and it bounced right out of his glove. There's nobody covering first base. And once Loney bobbled it, there was no play at all. But you could see momentum going toward home. He wanted to go home with the infield in to try to grab the out. But once he bobbled it, everybody's safe. And Joe Madden out.
James Loney charged with an error. There is an RBI credited to Cicchini. And out comes Joe Madden. He's had Geltz up in the pen, and he is going to go get Geltz. That's a night for Hellickson with the Red Sox on top 4-1. Selection of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup packs will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Ordered by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? Well, the Red Sox sitting here in the bottom of the third inning on top 4-1, chasing Hellickson from the game. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by your local New England Ford dealers. Steve Geltz into the game, his 11th appearance, 0-1. The 2.35 earned run average. 13 strikeouts to 5 walks. Opponent sitting at 154 against Geltz. RUSNEY Castillo batting here with runners at first and third. And Castillo drives one out towards deep left center field. That ball is gone. RUSNEY Castillo has hit his first Major League home run. A 3-run shot to put the Red Sox on top 7-1.
I'll tell you what, he looked bad in his first at bat on a curveball, but he didn't look bad on that fastball right there. Another first. First Major League home run for RUSNEY Castillo. Here's the first pitch fastball, and even with the breeze blowing in, that ball is out of the ballpark. The Red Sox offense has come alive the last 2 days.
Now BRYCE stands in and takes a strike over the outside corner. So RUSNEY Castillo with his first Major League home run. BRENTZ will take a strike over the outside corner. Now the negotiation is on. 8th rookie to hit a home run for the Red Sox this season. It's a new franchise record.
Guy's rubbing up the baseball. You see him? Like he's like a pitcher.
BRENTZ strikes out on the second out of the inning. Christian Vasquez coming up. Vasquez with his first home run in the second inning. 2-run shot. Now one of 2 home runs tonight for Boston. Red Sox on top 7-1. To right field and an opposite field base hit now for Vasquez. So the home run to left, a base hit to right, and he's hitting to all fields right now.
Yeah, that's a nice at bat right there because, you know, a lot of times after a guy hits a home run, you try to hit another one. And this time, Castillo just goes to the opposite field. Not Castillo, Vasquez to the opposite field and picks up the base hit. So 2 very nice at bats in this game for Christian Vasquez.
Eighth batter to bat here in the 3rd inning for Boston. They batted around twice in last night's game. And Mookie Betts 2 for 2 in this game. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit cfmsfund.org for more information. High strike call, and evens at 1-1. 6 of the 7 runs the Red Sox have charged to their starter tonight for the Rays, Jeremy Hellickson. He goes 2 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 2. Left center field, Kevin Kiermaier, the center fielder, is there, and he puts it away to end the inning. But the Red Sox score 4 times, including the first major league home run for RUSNEY Castillo. 7-1 Boston. Eastern Bank knows small business keeps our economy and community strong. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here you're first. RUSNEY Castillo has homered, and the Red Sox have a 7-1 lead, out hitting the Rays 10-4. As we head to the 4th inning, long wait for Alan Webster, but he doesn't mind. He now has a 6-run lead to work with. Will Myers to lead it off here for Tampa Bay. Myers takes strike one. Flied out to right field in the first inning, 0 for 1. More action for the Rays. Cesar Ramos. He also pitched in last night's game. So Webster kind of yanks that down and away. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Slider right there by Webster. He's shown a good slider, good changeup in this ball game so far tonight. Nice tight break on that.
I want to remind you to vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at NESN.com/Amica. Enter to win a $100 gift card from NESN to the Yawkey Way team store. One-two pitch to Myers. And a swing and a miss. Webster strikes him out. First strikeout of the night for Alan Webster. It's time for a Toyota game break and Tom Caron. TC? Yeah, Tom, I have heard about that, as it turns out. That Derek Jeter wrapping it up this year. This is in the air to center field, sending Castillo back and under. And he makes the catch, 2 down here in the 4th inning. Now, I am glad they are getting that game in, though, because there was some talk about weather there tonight, but it sounds like they are okay.
Apparently everything fine in New York. We heard the same thing all day long. It was supposed to rain hard in the New York area, and people were wondering about tonight's game, his final game at Yankee Stadium. I'm glad everything's going well, and going well for Derek Jeter.
2 down, 6 in a row now, retired by Webster. Matt Joyce 0 for 1 in the game, digging in. Joyce grounding out to Alan Craig in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Shift on here for the Red Sox on the right side as pitch a little bit low, apparently. Oh, no, late strike call from Laz Diaz. He took a good long look and called it a strike. Wide open left side, and Joyce finds it into left field for a base hit. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, wants to thank our EMS teammates for the care they provide to those in need at Fenway and beyond. Learn more at bidmc.org/teammates. 2 down in the 4th inning. Matt Joyce at first base. Ryan Hanigan was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Second plate appearance here against Alan Webster. Strike 1. And the offense coming alive the last couple of days. On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. So again, with 2 outs, Webster having trouble getting that third out. Rays with back-to-back base hits, and it's the bottom of the order that's been doing a lot of the damage.
Hanigan had been 0 for 12 previous to that at bat. Got hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Then the base hit between third and short.
Two on, 2 down. Kevin Kiermaier, the batter. He's got a base hit. He singled to center field in the second inning. Kiermaier 2 for 5 with a triple in last night's game. First extra base hit since his double back on September the 9th at New York against the Yankees. Got 7 triples. As he takes a pitch that is a bit high, 1-1. He's got good speed. He is tied with the Rangers' Rougned Odor and Danny Santana for the AL rookie lead. Most by a rookie since Aki Iwamura, former second baseman for the Rays, had 10 in his rookie season. He bats here with 2 down and 2 on here in the top of the 4th inning. Jammed and fouls it off. Do you want to relive the best Red Sox moments from this past week? Then tune in Sunday night at 6 p.m. and again at 9:30 p.m. for the Ultimate Red Sox Show presented by AAA. Now Vasquez out to talk to Webster. They deal with Kevin Kiermaier here in the 4th. Inside, and it evens at 2-2. Now for Webster, facing the Rays for the 3rd time this season. First time that it has been here at Fenway Park. Made his 2014 debut at Tampa Bay on July 27th. Got the win after allowing 2 runs in 5 1/3 innings. That one gets away from him, and it's now a full count. So the runners can get a start here with 2 outs in the inning. And a swing and a miss. Able to strike out Kiermaier. Second strikeout for Webster. Ends the inning. It's 7-1 Boston. your community. Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. Cool night tonight in Boston. The Red Sox bats are hot, though, on top 7-1 as we head into the bottom of the fourth inning. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Last night, the Red Sox lineup featured 7 rookies, including pitcher Anthony Renato. According to Elias Sports Bureau, it was the first time Boston started at least 7 rookies since October the 3rd, 1987, an 8-4 loss against Milwaukee. The club hadn't won a game when starting as many as 7 rookies since October the 2nd of 1980. And the Red Sox doing well again tonight on top 7-1. Xander Bogaerts leading it off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bogaerts, NAVA, and Cespedes dealing with the new Rays pitcher, the third of the night. Strike one for Cesar Ramos. Ramos pitched last night, 43rd appearance of the year. 2-6 with a 3.79 earned run average. 65 strikeouts. Opponents hitting at 238 against him. Bogaerts lines this down the left field line. A foul ball. Ramos has now pitched 3 of the last 4 Rays games. Last night had a shutout inning. And that one fouled off by Bogaerts by the on-deck circle.
Don't see that very often. Jammed on a curveball from Ramos. You listen to the same song every day of the year coming in from the same spot?
All season.
Suppose you feel like you're in a little bit of a slump as a broadcaster.
Nope.
It doesn't matter.
No. And you know the weird thing about it? It's been basically the last 4 years. 1-2 pitch, line to short for the first out of the inning. I mean, you do the same thing every day, right? I mean, it's part of your routine. I mean, what if you don't do that, bad things can happen?
I don't agree with you.
You don't? You didn't have any baseball routines at all? You don't have any now?
Oh, absolutely. I have baseball routines.
Same thing when you're a play-by-play guy. You could miscall a home run tonight.
Huh?
You could miscall a home run. You could blow a...
Well, suppose you have a bad night. Would you consider a bad night behind the mic, which we all have?
Right.
You would not change and put on another Dave Matthews song the next day? You would just stay with it?
I would stay with it.
You go with it because you feel like you're going to bust out at any time.
Right. 3 championships under your belt. That I had nothing to do with any of them. I mean, it works.
I tell you, I'll be honest with you. On flights, like when we're flying across country or wherever we may go, and if I'm listening to music on my headsets, I do finish with the same song.
You do
every time.
There you go.
Before we land.
It's not that weird.
So it really is. No, it's not that weird. But
okay. Feel better about myself then all of a sudden. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Now, there are other songs. I mean, my commute is over an hour. So there are a lot of other songs in the rotation. Those songs always change.
Oh, so you listen to more than one song?
Oh, yeah. I don't listen to one song for an hour. Whatever it is, 10, 15 minutes. No. But when it's kind of like my walk-up song. It's when I hit that Quincy exit.
Yeah.
From that point on.
Yeah.
All the way in.
Is the same? Now, does the same song take you right to the ballpark?
Traffic depending, but it'll get me well down Sturrow Drive. Yeah, get through the tunnel, hop up onto Sturrow, and then
there's a lot of non-singing in that song.
No, actually, there is a lot after that point. It's just that the beginning of that you heard.
Yeah.
The 2-step goes on for a good 4 minutes. On the ground to third base, the backhand goes Longoria, and the throw in time to get Nava 2 down.
Yeah, because you have. Look, I like Dave Matthews. There's a couple of songs that I mean I couldn't name them, but I've heard them and I like them.
Yep.
But he's got like 6, 7 songs, and they're all about 30 minutes long, right?
No. He has tons of songs, and they do jam quite a bit in concert.
Right.
They can.
Right.
It's
like you told me when you went to the concert in Toronto, they played about 7 songs.
They played more than that, but it was long. Some of them can be drawn out, but it's okay. But they have tons of stuff. So when we're out on the Sun Dolphin, bring it out there with us. 2 down.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, have we?
No, nothing. No response.
Well, you know what? The heck with them.
Crickets.
He had his chance.
Yeah, we gave it to him. We gave him a 24-hour window. It's come and gone. 2 outs here in the inning. A count of 1-0 to YOENIS Cespedes.
Charlie Moore's loss.
There's got to be another fishing guy around.
Yep. Maybe with our sister station or so. We have a sister station.
Yes, we do.
Don't we?
Yes.
We'll go on that. We'll go on that show.
Yes. There has to be a Canadian fisherman somewhere that willing to join us. 2-0 the count here to YOENIS Cespedes. Line out to short, ground out to third. And a 2-0. Cespedes will take strike 1. Strike 2 over the outside corner. Two balls, 2 strikes to Cespedes. And that is ball 3.
Oh, and I think Cespedes thought that was strike 3.
Headed to the dugout.
Yeah, he was making his way toward the Red Sox dugout to flip his bat and go back and sit down. And instead, he got the good news that it was not a strike.
See, the reason he thought it was a strike
because
it was a strike.
Because it was a strike.
Ramos will try again. And it's ground ball this time to ZOBRIST at short. Plays the high hop, makes a good throw, and ends the inning. Red Sox down in order for the first time tonight. It is 7-1 Red Sox.
The 5th inning, guys. Second night in a row that we haven't seen David Ortiz. YOENIS Cespedes doing the DH duty tonight. But David Ortiz, this is from Tuesday night. In the 6th inning, you'll see him kind of grimace on the swing. And yes, that's the same left wrist that forced him to miss some time back in 2008. John Farrell calling it a day-to-day issue, the tendon issue right there in that left wrist, showing some inflammation. So we could potentially see David Ortiz come back if he's up to it. But guys, with just 4 games left, that probably not too likely.
Yeah, you know, I remember that in Baltimore when it happened, and David, of course, was gone for a while, and hopefully that is not the same situation. Some of the symptoms not as serious as that last time, and if they do need to shut him down for the year, certainly no reason not to at this point.
And they made the announcement today that Mike Napoli would not play the rest of the year either. He's all banged up, and
series of injuries for him, not just one. Ben Zobrist leading it off here in the inning and taking strike 1. Zobrist with a single to right field in the 2nd inning, 1 for 2. On the ground right side, Betts to his left. And there's one out here in the 5th inning. Now tomorrow on NESN Live, presented by Cross Insurance, Sarah Davis and Al Duncan will have a report from Bruins practice, and Gary goes one-on-one with Brian Butterfield. That's tomorrow at 5:30 on NESN.
I wonder if Gary asked him about the Patriots. Brian Butterfield, huge Patriots fan, knows everything about the Patriots.
That was the secondary topic of conversation. I learned that Butterfield in the offseason, well, in the Red Sox offseason, he reviews Patriots game tape for fun.
Really?
Yeah. He'll go back, use the clicker, review plays. You can't take the coach out of the coach.
Big Michigan guy, too, right? Yeah, that's right, Jerry.
Oh, wait, say that. Say that.
Hey, Gary. Don't worry about it, Gary.
Jerry, somebody else was in my ear. I couldn't hear the question.
No, half the time I don't listen to him either, Gary. It's all right.
Oh, man. I don't want to end up on the blacklist. What was the question, Jared? I have an answer.
I think he's a big Michigan fan also, if I'm not mistaken.
Possibly. We kept it straight Patriots, though.
Straight Patriots,
Didn't even get a chance to talk about the collegiate ranks.
Yep.
Learned all about the man cave.
Yeah, he talks about it every day. Loves it.
He had the chance to go to Patriots practice, right?
Yep.
Training.
Time of his life.
It's during training camp, wasn't it? On an off day or something?
We had an off day, I believe.
Yeah.
He, Arnie Baylor went, I think.
Ball and 2 strikes here, 1 out in the 5th inning to David DeJesus.
I would enjoy that. That's something I would enjoy doing.
Game tape, breaking it down?
No. Going to a practice, be able to be up close and personal, like those guys were during training camp, obviously. But that would be, I'd find that very interesting.
I was going to say, I can't imagine you breaking down game tape.
No.
Going back and replaying with your clicker. 2-2 pitches, roll down the first baseline, foul.
There's enough baseball preparation we have to do, you know?
Yes, and we've done enough of game videotape review.
Exactly. But I would enjoy that. I did that one time with the Celtics. Back during the playoffs, ML Carr took me into a practice session as they were playing the Lakers in the finals. And it was great.
Yeah, it must have been cool.
Yeah, it really was. I got a chance to go in the clubhouse, the locker room, I should say, and then a chance to watch practice. And
what years were those, Ben?
Oh, geez, I had a, well, I was going to say I had a bad knee. I always had a bad knee, but I can't remember exactly what the year was.
Jesus striking out, 3rd K for Webster, 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Breaking ball that time from Webster. The Sliders had a good one tonight. Most of his hits and base runners have come with 2 outs.
Now, this is where the problem starts, right here. 2 down here in the inning, and he's now trying to get Longoria. It happened in the first inning after he got 2 outs. They put together back-to-back base hits. He got 2 outs in the second inning quickly, and then he hit Brian Hanigan, and Kevin Kiermaier singled off him. Then with 2 outs in the fourth inning, gave up back-to-back base hits. The JOYCE and Hanigan. So now trying to prevent that here in the fifth. And Longoria to center field for a base hit. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 2 down, Evan Longoria at first base, and James Loney coming up. 1 for 2 in the game. He singled in the first, grounded out to short in the third. In there for strike 1. Fouled off to the left. That'll get back into the seats, and it's 0-2 now to Loney. Fouls it off again. Now, tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abboud, custom made in the USA from fine Italian fabrics, now available at Men's Warehouse. Line down the right field line, foul. They'll do it again, 1-2. Nice catch. Use the hat, whatever you got.
Well, no, I put the hat on from the back to the front. Did you see that, Don? Did you pick that up?
Yeah.
But he still doesn't have any hair showing, so it's okay. Now watch him go back to front. No. You want to be a big leaguer, got to go the other way. Front to back.
Full count now to James Loney with 2 down. Longoria can get a start at first base. Swing and a miss. Loney strikes out 4 Ks for Webster, who's now through 5 with a 7-1 lead. game. Tweet your photo to hashtag NESN Fan Photo for a chance to be shown in our broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's fan photo is from Joe K. We got this gorgeous shot of Fenway after a recent rain shower. 7-1, Red Sox have the lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. Bottom of the 5th inning, and a foul ball down the right field line out of play. Alan Craig leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's got it into a 6-4-3 double play and singled to left. Came around to score on the 3-run home run by RUSNEY Castillo. Cesar Ramos back on the mound for the Rays. Another foul off to the right, and it's 0-2. Third pitcher of the night for Tampa Bay. Ramos with a 1-2-3 4th inning. Back out there for the 5th. The starter tonight for Tampa Bay, Jeremy Hellickson, goes 2 1/3, 6 runs, 5 earned. And walk anybody and struck out 2 on the hook right now for the Rays. He came in at 1-4 on the year. That is strike 3 over the inside corner as Craig strikes out for the first out of the 5th inning.
Well, Ramos with 2 strikes on Craig just goes right inside with his fastball to pick up the strikeout. Craig jumping out of the way. Thought the ball was inside. Gets the bad news from Las Diaz. Ramos the kind of guy that can give you multiple innings.
Aaron Cicchini singled in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 3rd. And he takes strike 1. Now Ramos at one point during the season in the rotation for the Rays. A tough time on the road, though. 1-5 with a 5.57 earned run average in 20 road appearances. As Cicchini is down 0-2. Compared to a 1-1 record with a 1.88 earned run average in 22 home appearances. It's got at least 2 innings in 13 appearances now on the year out of the pen. And here trying to quiet the Red Sox offense. Put together a run in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and 4 in the 3rd. Sharply hit to the backhand of ZOBRIST. And Cicchini's out number 2 of the 5th inning. Let's take a look at tonight's list, brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Most rookies used in a season in Red Sox history. This year with 19, but well shy of the all-time record of 1911.
25 rookies in 1911.
If you have a comment about tonight's list, tweet us at hashtag NESN List. Swing and a miss for RUSNEY Castillo. His first major league home run his last time up, a 3-run shot. First batter that Steve Geltz faced coming into the game. On the ground to deep short. ZOBRIST, an off-balance throw that gets there in time to end the inning. A 1-2-3 5th for Ramos. Red Sox have a 7-1 lead. And services commercial and industrial pumps for facilities throughout the Northeast. Wow, bet you didn't know that. FW Webb, more than on this proud Boston Red Sox sponsor at W. I get in trouble in here now when I get the FW Webb there.
Yeah?
Yeah, no. FW Webb distributes and services commercial and industrial pumps for facilities throughout the Northeast. Wow, bet you didn't know FW Webb did that. More on this proud Boston Red Sox sponsor at FWWeb.com.
You're having a tough night.
7-1.
If I was you, I would change songs. I would change the song tomorrow if I was you.
It's been a bad promo night. There's been at least 2 that we had to start from the top again.
You go through stretches like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You really do, where you just you just can't read a promo. I used to read all the promos myself, and I'd have bad nights. Really bad nights.
You want to get to the next one immediately so you get that last one, the bad taste out of your mouth.
Well, you get the yips. You know what I mean? It's like ground balls of the infield. Once, you mess one up, sometimes you get the yips and you have a bad week. And same thing reading promos.
Jimmy, you have another promo that I could read very quickly soon?
Promo. Go ahead.
I don't want to rush it. Hold on, let's wait to see what happens here. Will Myers. 0-2 the count here to Myers. And he did not go, so it's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, tomorrow at 6:30. TC and Tim Wakefield will continue the top 30 Red Sox moments on NESN Countdown with number 3. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
That was good.
There's strike 3 to Will Myers for the first out here of the 6th inning. 5th strikeout for Alan Webster.
Most of the strikeouts for Webster tonight have been on his changeup, but this last one, a fastball to Myers to pick up number 5 on the night. Nice job in this game so far by Webster. And it's been like this for the last 3 starts.
One down in the 6th for Nick Franklin. Pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 1/3, 7 hits, a run, no walks, 5 Ks. Pitch 80 is a fly ball out to center field. RUSNEY Castillo going back onto the track to make the catch over the shoulder. 2 down in the 6th inning as Nick Franklin retired.
For a second, it looked like I didn't think RUSNEY was going to get that ball, but he had it angled the right proper way. As he makes the over-the-shoulder catch, the ball being knocked down a little bit by the breeze that's blowing in tonight.
So 2 down here in the 6th inning. Brings up Matt Joyce, who is 1 for 2. Ground ball into the shift, and pitcher's going to need to cover. Webster is there for the out that ends the top of the 6th inning. 5.5 done from Fenway. It's 7-1 Boston.
Top of the sixth, guys. New innings, same storylines, more injuries. I know we were talking about David Ortiz being day-to-day and Mike Napoli being shelved. That guy right there, Brock Holt, also not going to be seeing the playing field over the course of this last home series against the Yankees. After being diagnosed with the concussion, trying to make his way back, but talking with John Farrell earlier today, said it just logistically isn't going to make sense, despite Brock Holt taking infield, taking batting practice, because in order for him to be cleared, he would have to go back to Pittsburgh to visit the concussion specialist Dr. Collins in Pittsburgh to be cleared, and really to get that done before Sunday's season finale just doesn't make sense. So look for Brock Holt to be playing some instructional league ball, guys, after this season is done.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. And we hope the best for Brock Holt, who certainly had a terrific season for the Red Sox, and he moved around so much this year to so many different positions, and really, to me, one of the great surprises of the year.
Yeah, I would agree, Don. I think that probably the biggest surprise of the year for the Red Sox, when you think about, not making the club out of spring training, not happy about it, going to AAA, getting called back up and playing every position you could possibly play and playing it well. It's like he's played him his whole life, and did a great job as a leadoff hitter for the Red Sox, and I don't imagine his time spent down in the instructional league will be very long, just to make sure that he's okay, and then head home and gain some weight, get ready for next year.
And Bryce BRENTZ leading it off here for the Red Sox in the bottom of the sixth inning. And a grounder foul. New pitcher in for the Rays, C.J. Reifenhauser, into the game. Sixth appearance, 6.75 earned run average. 2 walks and a strikeout. Opponent sitting at 154 against him. Recalled on September the 15th from AAA Durham. Made his major league debut back in April on the 19th. That was against the Yankees as BRENTZ fouls it off, and it's 0-2. BRENTZ has grounded out to third and struck out looking. Outside, 1-2. Ramos retired all 6 Red Sox that he faced in his 2 innings of work, had a strikeout. Reifenhauser becomes the 4th Rays pitcher of the night. Their starter Hellickson going just 2 1/3. Popped up, foul ground as HANIGAN comes back, but he won't have a play. Local Dunkin' Donuts franchisees are proud to give back to the communities in which they live and work. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a free Red Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome the Rochester Slammers from Rochester, New Hampshire to historic Fenway Park. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. Bryce BRENTZ batting to lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Reaches out and lines it to left field for a base hit. First hit of the night for BRENTZ. And it leads off the bottom of the 6th inning.
Looking ahead to the future, keep your eye on Bryce BRENTZ. I think this kid's going to be a good hitter. He's strong. He's got power. We've seen him a little bit in spring training, very little up here at the end of the season. But I like what I see so far. Got a good approach at the plate.
So BRENTZ at first here to begin things in the 6th inning, and here's Christian Vazquez. Vazquez takes strike 1 and his first major league home run back in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot off the starter Jeremy Hellickson. Vazquez and RUSNEY Castillo both getting their first major league home runs tonight. So Garen Cecchini get his first Major League home run last night. Time called by Vasquez. Diaz gives it to him, and he backs out. Ball and a strike to Vasquez. Top of the order, Mookie Betts. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. Into right field, a base hit for Vasquez. Up to second base goes BRENTZ. First two Red Sox have reached here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
He's really had a nice offensive night. The home run that he pulled, that was a fastball that was inside. And the last two hits have gone the opposite field. Nice inside out swing there by Vasquez. Not trying to go deep again. Picking up a base hit. He's got a 4-game hitting streak now. Probably the best offensive night he's had since he's been with the Red Sox. Second 3-hit game of the season.
2 on, nobody out. Mookie Betts coming up. That's with a single in the first, a single in the second, and flied out to center field in the third. Line to left, down towards the corner, and it's a fair ball. Around from second base comes BRENTZ. Vasquez will be stopped at third. It's an RBI double for Mookie Betts, and the Red Sox take an 8-1 lead. Third hit of the night for Mookie Betts.
It's not bad when you have your leadoff hitter with 3 hits, and you have your number 9 hitter with 3 hits in the lineup. Mookie Betts, again, very quick bat. Down that left field corner to pick up the double and drive in a run. Picks up his 16th RBI since being up here with the Red Sox.
So second and third, nobody out, and Xander Bogaerts. Bryce Brent scoring. The Red Sox 8th run of the night. As Bogaerts takes a pitch up and away for ball 1. Strike called, 1-1. Kirby Yates warming in the pen now for Tampa Bay. Reifenhauser having trouble here in the 6th, has not recorded an out and given up 3 straight hits and a run very quickly. Swing and a miss as Bogaerts goes chasing.
A changeup that time at 78 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate to get the swing and miss from Bogaerts.
Flip foul down the right field line, out of play. Well, this postseason, MLB Network's Bob Costas and Jim Cott bring you 2 Division Series games October 4th and 6th exclusively on MLB Network. Visit findmlbnetwork.com for your channel number. Swing and a miss. Bogaerts down on strikes. First out here of the 6th inning. First strikeout for Reifenhauser.
A lot of off-speed pitches to Bogaerts. This is time the slider down and in. Slider cut fastball, same type of thing right there, and fouls a changeup away to Bogaerts. Infield now coming in for the Tampa Bay Rays.
And Daniel Nava, sac fly in the first inning. Since then has grounded out twice. Once to first, once to third. There is strike one. Game 159 of the year. 3-game weekend series remaining against the Yankees. And that'll be 2014. Outside, a ball and a strike. Vasquez at third, Betts at second with one out. Kind of surrounded the plate but missed outside. Ball four, and Nava down to first base. One out walk here for Daniel Nava that loads the bases. And Joe Madden out to make the change. Kirby Yates will be coming in for Tampa Bay, with the Red Sox adding a run so far in this inning, on top 8-1. Parking make WB Mason's What a Bargain Furniture Superstore a 5-tool player that will bust any furniture budget. Drive on down or visit whatabargain.com. Who but WB Mason? 8-1, Red Sox have the lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. One out in the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher is Kirby Yates. His 37th appearance of the year, 0-2 with a 3.82 earned run average. 42 strikeouts to 15 walks, and opponents hitting at .244 against Yates. Pinch runner at first base for Boston as Jackie Bradley Jr. takes over for Daniel Nava, who had walked to load the bases with one down here in the 6th inning. YOENIS Cespedes, the batter, already has 2 hits tonight. Single to left, a single to right, and he is grounded out to shortstop. In there for strike 1. Back off the pitcher. Yates kicks out to third base. Longoria throws to first for the out, but a run scores as Vasquez comes in from third base. Red Sox take a 9-1 lead. Now they'll check on Kirby Yates.
That had to hurt right off the back of Yates. And deflecting right to third base. Unfortunate for Cespedes. Got him in the arm on the side, but he says he's okay. And there's a deflection right toward third base where Longoria gets Cespedes at first base. See how quickly from that reaction, how quick that baseball gets back on those pitches on contact. It's very little time to react and get yourself in position.
Here comes Alan Craig with 2 outs now in the inning, and runners at second and third. 2 runs in so far here in the bottom of the 6th. Craig has grounded into a 6-4-3 double play, singled and scored, and struck out looking. For ball 1. That'll miss. 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Fastball there from Kirby Yates. Run that scored, charged to Reifenhauser, has been charged with 2 runs so far. He's still responsible for Betts at third and Bradley at second base. With just a third of an inning. Three balls and a strike. Nine runs, 13 hits, no errors for Boston. A run, 7 hits, and 1 error for Tampa Bay. Strike 2, and a full count now to Alan Craig.
Surprise backup slider that time from Yates. Didn't really do very much coming up at the home plate except spin, but it picked up the inside corner.
Broken back grounder down the third baseline. Longoria on the run and in time to get Craig to end the inning. Red Sox tack on 2 more and take a 9-1 lead to the 7th inning. Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Now back at Fenway Park, Red Sox on top 9-1. Out hitting the Rays 13-7 in the game as we move along to the top of the 7th inning. Alan Webster back out there again, 81 pitches through the first 6 innings of the game. Changes for the Red Sox defensively. Jackie Bradley Jr. after pinch running for Daniel Nava stays in the game for him in right field, and in the game at first base is Ryan Lavarnway takes over for Alan Craig. Ryan Hanigan leading it off here for the Rays in the 7th inning. Hanigan tonight has been hit by a pitch and singled to left. Rays tonight heading to Cleveland after the ball game for their last 3 games of the year. Look out, that one up and in again. Hanigan's already been hit once in this game tonight.
I got hit on the arm early in the ball game. His very first at bat back in the 2nd inning.
Ball 4 and down to first base. Leadoff walk for Hanigan to begin things here in the 7th inning. Time for a Toyota game break and Tom Caron. All right, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park, 9-1 Red Sox.
Little number to shortstop that was thrown away by J.J. Hardy.
I think that's what Tom said.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, That was just a recap then.
Yeah.
A recap of the recap.
1-0. And it's low and inside. 2-0 to Kevin Kiermaier.
Are you holding out on us about the possibility of being in a new movie?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I would tell you, believe me. I'd be the first to tell you if I had a new movie going.
I think they're filming here at the ballpark tonight.
They are, but unfortunately I don't think they're
Come on.
including me. No, I would tell you. Believe me, I think I'd keep that from you. I would tell you as soon as I knew.
Yeah, you probably would.
They would.
That looks like that's a movie camera, isn't it?
I would think so, yeah. Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. There is action in the Red Sox pen. Alex Wilson, the right-handed warming. Chop to first base, and Lavarnway will be tested. Goes to second for one, back to first. Not in time with Kiermaier running, no chance. 3-6 on the force out for the first out of the inning.
And way too much speed by Kiermaier down that line to get a double play, but Lavarnway, knowing that, did not rush the ball to second base. Just made sure he made a good throw, cleared the runner, and got that lead runner to get at least the first out of the inning. There's Kiermaier getting down the line. He can run. A strong arm from the outfield too.
One down, Kiermaier at first base. Then ZOBRIST. 1 for 3 with an RBI. And a swing and a miss for strike one. ZOBRIST on the ground right side as Betts goes to second for one, back to first, and it's not in time. Bogart's going to get taken out there by Kiermaier, coming in hard.
Yeah, and there was a couple of long throws to be made too. First one by Mookie Betts because has to go to his left, and then Kiermaier with his speed right on top of Bogarts, as you can see. And got taken out pretty good there at second base by Kiermaier.
I would not enjoy that aspect of being a middle infielder.
No, it's not fun. And, you get to know the guys that really come in hard, and believe me, you think about it when they're on first base. You want that ball as soon as you can possibly get it so you can make the play and get out of dodge. Then at a certain place, you're going to get your lunch. Because just the way the ball's hit, you know that the runner is going to be right on top of you when you get it, and you know that you're going to get taken out. You just hope that you're able to get your feet off the ground. Certainly he's had plenty in his career where he's had to get out of the way at second base.
Swing and a miss, and it's blocked nicely by Vasquez. He's talking about that last play too, talking to Brian Butterfield right there.
Now, he might be talking about the same things we talked about on the last road trip about coming across that bag hard and, not stepping to the side, stepping to the outfield side. And I think that's something very simple to correct.
So if he comes across hard, what you're saying is he takes himself out of that situation completely, clears himself pretty much.
Well,
because that took a long time to get there.
Now, that one there, he was not going to avoid contact. There was going to be contact because the runner, the way the ball was hit, he was going to be right on top of him. So there's really nothing that Bogarts could do there to avoid getting hit. But I'm talking about on more of a routine ground ball. I just feel that he can come across the bag with more authority toward first base, not toward the outfield. And that is something very easy to learn. That is something that I'm sure that he'll work on during spring training. and that part of his game will improve. You know, it's weird, Don, because, you know, it's a slow-paced game, obviously. But things happen very quickly when you're making double plays and making plays in the field. And sometimes the speed of a major league game, when you're down there in those situations, you know, you've got to learn how to speed it up a little bit.
This one to the backstop, and ZOBRIST will take second base.
I mean, guys get down to second quicker. There's more speed at the big league level. They get down the first base line a little bit quicker. So you have to be quicker in your adjustments around that bag. It's a slow game until there's contact. And once there's contact, things speed up very quickly.
Joel Peralta up in the pen for Tampa Bay. Two pitch coming to DeJesus with ZOBRIST at second base. Up and away, and a full count. Evan Longoria waiting on deck. Rays batting here in the top of the 7th inning. On the ground towards Bogarts at shortstop. And that'll end the top of the 7th inning. Red Sox have a 9-1 lead. 7th inning stretch from the fans. Vasquez deep and far to left field for Christian Vasquez, and that is gone. His first major league home run. And Castillo drives one out. That ball is gone. RUSNEY Castillo has hit his first major league home run, a 3-run shot to put the Red Sox on top 7-1. A couple of firsts tonight from Fenway Park, and that is the night for Alan Webster, as he goes the first 7 innings of this ball game, giving up just the 1 run on 7 hits. Now the Rays moving on to another pitcher as Joel Peralta comes into the game, his 68th of the year. 3-4 with a 4.23 earned run average. 72 strikeouts at 61 2/3 innings. Aaron Cicchini leading it off and taking a pitch down and in. Defensive change also for the Rays. Evan Longoria coming out of the game as Sean Rodriguez takes over for him at third base, now part of the shift. Cicchini tonight with a hit, reached on an error, and also was grounded out to shortstop.
Didn't take him long to figure out Cicchini did it going into the shift, only his 8th game in the big leagues.
Doesn't take long to get a book on a guy, and we've seen certainly the way that they pitch to a lot of the younger players changes pretty quickly too. Softly lined and caught by Sean Rodriguez for the first out here of the 7th inning. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox scholars presented by Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Boston middle schoolers receive college scholarships. We thank H.B. Hood for funding the dreams of college.
Nice night for Blumping.
One down here in the 7th inning, RUSNEY Castillo. He'll take the high strike call. That's been consistent all night. This is driven to deep left field. RUSNEY Castillo, and it's high off the wall. Castillo headed for second base, and he will get there safely with a double. That almost got out of here. Very high on the wall. Hit a bid for his 2nd home run of the night.
Made contact. I thought he had his 2nd of the night. Right at the top of the left field wall. Just missed his 2nd home run. And then had to really sprint to get to second base to get the double.
So 1 out, Castillo at second base, and here is Bryce BRENTZ. Strike over the outside corner. BRENTZ grounding out to third in the 2nd inning. Struck out looking in the 3rd. And then singled to left field in the 6th inning. Came around to score the Red Sox 8th run. Joel Peralta, the 6th Rays pitcher of the night. Bouncing in. Blocked by HANIGAN again.
Peralta trying the split-fingered fastball that time on BRENTZ. Bouncing it well out in front of home plate. Nice play by HANIGAN behind the plate.
Last 5 appearances for Joel Peralta have been scoreless, as Alex Wilson looks like he'll be coming in next inning for the Red Sox as Webster has come out of this game. Popped up, foul ground, back and out of play. The most popular way to follow September pennant races is with the MLB.com at bat, #1 app for live baseball. Join live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcasts, the MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Get at bat for your smartphone or tablet on the App Store or visit MLB.com.
You better get it soon. There's 3 days left. Sure, most people have it by now, but
I'm sure they do.
I would hope.
I know I do. 2-2 pitch. Is lined into left field, a base hit for BRENTZ. RUSNEY Castillo being waved around. The throw from JOYCE is off the mark, and the Red Sox make it a 10-1 lead. Bryce BRENTZ with his second hit of the ball game.
And again, BRENTZ hitting the ball hard to left field. Castillo showing his speed as he comes around third base and scores easily. It's a fastball right there from Peralta. A lot of times they'll just hold that man because the ball's almost in the glove by the time they get to third base, but they send Castillo and he scores without a problem.
So Peralta touched for a run, giving up 2 hits with 1 out here in the 7th inning. And now number 9 man Christian Vasquez, who's had a terrific game, 3 hits, including his first major league home run. 2 RBIs in the game for the Red Sox catcher. In there for strike 1. Bouncing in, gets away from HANIGAN, and up to second base now goes Bryce BRENTZ. HANIGAN has blocked most of them tonight, but can't get this one. It's a wild pitch.
2 games he's caught in this series, he has been working overtime. He has seen a number of pitches down in the dirt that he's had to try to block or catch. That time it gets by him, and the Red Sox get another man in scoring position.
In the air to center field, struck well. Kiermaier going back at the wall. It is off the wall. BRENTZ coming around from second base. Throw goes to second. It's an RBI double for Christian Vasquez. His 4th hit of the night puts the Red Sox on top 11-1.
How about this night, huh, for Vasquez? Throw a man out at second base earlier in the ball game. 4 hits on the night. Home run, 2 singles, double, a triple away from the cycle. Center field wall. The rookies are swinging the bat tonight.
One out of the inning. 3 straight hits, 2 runs here for the Red Sox off Peralta. And it brings up Mookie Betts. A pretty good night in his own right. 2 singles and a double. And the last 5 appearances for Peralta had been scoreless. That's a hit for 2 runs so far here in the 7th inning. Worked in the first game of the series. Strike call. Peralta now the franchise leader in appearances. 295 now for Joel Peralta. One and 2 the count to Mookie Betts. Fly ball out to right field. Will Myers going back to make the catch. Tagging at second base and heading for third is Vasquez. He'll get there with 2 down in the inning. We'll tune in tonight after our Red Sox coverage to NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Jamie Erdahl and Sarah Davis of highlights and reaction from Derek Jeter's last game in New York, and an inside look at why Patrice Bergeron is the key to the upcoming Bruins season. See what know-how can do. Two down for Xander Bogaerts. 1 for 4 9. Xander with a single back in the first inning. Since then has struck out twice and lined out to shortstop. And a swing and a miss. Oh, and 2 now to Bogaerts. Both pitchers away.
Back-to-back fastballs away from Xander Bogaerts.
Fouled straight back, still 0-2.
Tried the same pitch, tried to go away again with the fastball. This time Bogaerts fouling it off. Good pitch right there by Peralta, certainly on the corner, one you've got to swing at with 2 strikes.
Popped up, foul ground, and headed for the seats as the wind gives it a push. Well, stay tuned tonight following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final, presented by Assurance. Send your questions to TC at #SoxFinal. Maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final, presented by Assurance. And the dirt gets away from Hanigan, and staying at third base is Vasquez.
I really think the score had a lot to do with staying at third base right here for Vasquez. That ball well back to the backstop.
You would think 10 runs would get into that unwritten rule area.
You would think that'd be enough with 6 outs to go.
1-2 is a foul tip held onto by Hanigan for strike 3 that ends the 7th inning. 2 more runs for the Red Sox, who lead it 11-1. Get a save. CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. 11-1, Red Sox on top of the Tampa Bay Rays, out hitting the Rays 16-7 as we head to the 8th. And Alex Wilson into the game, his 17th appearance of the year. 1-0, the 2.05 earned run average, 16 strikeouts to 5 walks. Opponents hitting at 202 against Wilson. Now Sean Rodriguez batting for the first time, took over last inning defensively for Evan Longoria. 207 average on the year. He does have 11 home runs as he takes strike one. 40 RBIs to go along with those 11 home runs. Brent Balfour up and warming in the pen.
I've seen plenty of that Rays pen for the last couple of games.
Wilson last working on the 19th at Baltimore. So 6 days ago, 6 days in between outings for Alex Wilson. It's been used for multiple innings. He's thrown more than an inning in 8 of his 13 appearances for Boston this year. And in those outings, a 0.95 earned run average. Swing and a miss, and Wilson able to pick up a strikeout on Rodriguez for the first out of the 8th. Time for an Essence Sports Today update. Back here at Fenway Park, it is 11-1. The Red Sox on top of the Rays with 1 out in the 8th. And James Loney, the batter. Only a single in the first inning, grounded out to short in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 5th. Wilson frustrated as he falls behind here 2-0. This is his 5th stint with the Red Sox this year. 5 different times he has been back and forth to Pawtucket. There's a strike, 2-1. He's not allowed to run in 10 of his last 14 games. And evens the count now 2-2 after that foul ball by Loney.
Tell you, the people that get the workout at this week, the final week of the season, when you're not going to postseason, is the clubhouse people. Tommy McLaughlin and company. They certainly have their work cut out for them, packing up all the stuff that the players send home for the off season.
Here's strike 3 to James Loney. Back-to-back strikeouts for Alex Wilson. 2 down in the 8th.
It's amazing the amount of stuff that accumulates during the course of a season, between your personal stuff that you have in your apartment you've rented, or you got to go read Amica.
Yeah, Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Myers with the ground ball back up the middle into center field. A 2-out base hit for Will Myers, his first hit of the ball game. Had been 0 for 3.
All you're hearing is that sound in the clubhouses. You know that tape when you put it on?
Yeah.
That's all you hear all week long. Filling boxes full of stuff. Very generous with equipment, too. Send a lot of it to the minor league people and down at the people in Winneball and stuff like that. So Busy week down in that Red Sox clubhouse.
Traveling Secretary Jack McCormick has his work cut out for him, too. He's got to get flights for everybody going everywhere. And there's a lot of guys this year. And you're talking about all over the world. You're talking about Japan. You're talking about, I mean, it is a tall task with 37, now 38 players on the current roster that'll be leaving on Sunday, going all over the place.
Cars being transported back to their hometowns.
Fly ball to left field. Bryce BRENTZ is there to make the catch. It ends the inning. We head for the bottom of the 8th. It's 11-1 Boston. The new Scion TC, Sullivan Tire and Auto Service, New England Ford Dealers, and by Southwest Airlines. Back at Fenway Park, 11-1. The Red Sox have the lead. Grant Balfour into the game for Boston. For Tampa, 64th appearance, 2-6 with a 5.07 earned run average, 12 out of 15 in save opportunities. Obviously, this is not, as he comes in here to try to get through the 8th inning. Opponents hitting at .223 against Grant Balfour, the former closer. Of course, closing games last couple of years in Oakland, and this year started the year by closing games, but lost that role. Jackie Bradley Jr. batting for the first time. Pinch ran in the 5th inning. Leads it off here in the bottom of the 8th. And sends one foul down the left field line. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Well, the kindness continues here at Fenway, giving balls away to younger kids. That's a nice thing.
First base, Loney's got it himself. He'll take it to the bag for the first out of the inning.
Something Don probably would not do, but
the way I look at it is it's mine, and
I know. But,
why should I give it to you?
You think about it. You've been waiting your whole life to maybe get a foul ball, and then all of a sudden, you get one, and there's this little kid who really, really wants one, and Donna would say, "No, it's mine. I'm going to play with it, and I'm going to put it on my dashboard and listen to Dave Matthews on the way into the ballpark." Yeah. So you can't have it. Ha ha. It's mine.
One down here in the 8th. Depends how old I was.
You would do it right now.
Right. That's not true. Up in the bullpen for the Red Sox, Koji Uehara. YOENIS Cespedes 2 for 4 in the game with an RBI. 2 hits, both singles, one to left, one to right. Fly ball the other way, struck pretty well, sending Myers back. He'll have plenty of room to make the catch for the second out of the 8th inning. Well, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse, proudly introducing Joseph Abboud. TC and Tim Wakefield will have Derek Jeter's top moments against the Red Sox. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. on NESN. 2 down, Ryan Lavarnway coming up. Lavarnway 0 for 6 so far with the Red Sox this season.
Well, stay tuned for our game break and find out what Derek Jeter did in his last at bat at Yankee Stadium. Kind of fitting.
Two and one down to Lavarnway. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So fitting that you kind of wonder whether or not he'll play again this weekend.
It's been a topic of discussion for the last 24 hours.
Two pitch. And Lavarnway strikes out to end things here in the 8th. We head for the 9th. 11-1 Boston. captain of the Yankees.
Yeah, that's exciting to see. It really is. 20 years with the same organization. You're a superhero in New York, and you get your last game played at your home stadium, and you get the game-winning base hit. And the typical Derek Jeter base hit to the opposite field. Bring in 2 runs, win the ball game.
Matt Joyce leading it off here for the Rays against the new Red Sox pitcher Koji Uehara into the game. 64th appearance, 6-5 with a 2.56 earned run average. 79 strikeouts, 8 walks. Alex Wilson went the 8th, 2 strikeouts. Gave up a single in that inning, but no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. 1-1 from Uehara. Fly ball out to right center field. Rusney Castillo, the center fielder, makes the catch for the first out of the 9th. The game summary brought to you by Xfinity. And Hellickson chased from this game for the Rays after 2 1/3 innings. He ends up giving up 6 runs, 5 earned. Webster with a very good outing tonight. 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. Walked a batter, struck out 5. Big night for Christian Vasquez. 4 for 4 with his first major league home run. And Rusney Castillo 2 for 4 with his first major league home run. A 3-run shot of his own. 1 out in the 9th inning, and it brings up a pinch hitter, Brandon Guyer, who pinch hits here for Hanigan. And Guyer takes strike 1. Hanigan had been on base 3 times tonight. Hit by a pitch, singled, and walked. Guyer taking another strike, 0-2. Koji last worked on the 16th of September. And he strikes out Guyer. 2 down in the 9th inning.
Elevating by design that time. Vasquez wanted the fastball up. He got it upstairs from Uehara, and Uehara picks up the strikeout. You can see him up in his crouch right there. Wanted that ball at the top part of the strike zone.
So 9 days in between outings for Uehara, who they're going to use sparingly down the stretch, and that has been the case. 2 down in the 9th. Kevin Kiermaier, the batter. Ground ball towards second base. Mookie Betts charges in, throws to first, and that's the ball game. Red Sox win it tonight in a big way as they come away with an 11-1 win. Out hitting the Rays 16-8. We'll step aside and come back with more from Fenway right after this.